Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to Relevant Jukebox, and today we're going to talk about the latest album from R.A.P Ferreira, Bob's Son. So this is the latest full-length album from rapper-producer R.A.P Ferreira, aka Milo, who made a pretty fantastic comeback under this new moniker last year with Purple Moonlight Pages. Just a super consistent abstract jazz rap album that just further solidified his status in the underground hip-hop scene for me. And he's not wasting much time now. He's following that up less than a year later over here now with Bob's Son. And this album, to my understanding, was actually produced by Milo as well under his Scallops Hotel name. Now, this does have a different vibe overall to it than Purple Moonlight Pages did. It does still stick in that lane of abstract hip-hop with a jazz flavor to it, but this time around, it just feels like it's got a little bit more leanings towards ambient music. This one's certainly for the couch tuners out there, as this one kind of unravels itself a little bit more slowly and methodically, and he does experiment a lot with mashing up different instrumentals and molding them into single tracks on here, which sometimes pans out pretty well. Other times I'm left not wanting the tracks to switch up in any way, and then there's other spots on here where I like certain sections of tracks better than others. Red Guard Snipers was a big standout on the project for me overall, as it was one of the tracks that I enjoyed the entire progression. It's a 3-part track that starts off super chill and catchy. I really love that captivating looped sample that's just bleeding underneath this beat that kind of sounds like it's in reverse. The vibe overall though just changes and gets really dejected, as there's a pretty stark switch up with this monologue that comes in, and then everything just melts down even further down that rabbit hole with like this really syrupy outro. The track Yam Ship's Flaxseed is another spot where it's got a really nice instrumental on it, super infectious and starry-eyed to start the track. However, this is one that I kind of wish it didn't change up from that initial start. I mean, there's a pretty slick piano line that comes in and sort of carries the track out, but overall, it's just like not as satisfying as the first half. Another example of this is Sips of Ripple Wine. I really liked that looped acoustic guitar line that carries the beat for the second half of the track, but the intro just feels way too long and kind of like jumbled. And I mean, I guess overall, this record does have a very disjointed flow to it with all of these switch-ups going on. The first two tracks make this record kind of feel like it's hanging in a limbo of an introduction, and there's also a decent amount of filler across the track list. The only track I really just like couldn't get into was Listening. Milo's rapping and the beat overall are both kind of meandering and kind of sound like they're both doing their own thing, not to the same groove. You know, it's also just pretty stark, kind of sounds off. Also, the closing track, Abominous Manifesto, stuck out in this project to me, which also was another example of me liking one part of the track more than the other. The intro is very minimal, with a lot of these muted notes just kind of skipping around, and Milo just kind of sounds like he's talking to himself. The switch up is really cool and satisfying though, with these acoustic guitars and this pedal steel guitar that comes in and makes everything like super lax. But unfortunately, the track just ends up stopping abruptly, and then that's kind of it. That's the end of the project. So I mean, overall, I did kind of like the more subdued vibe that this record puts out, and Milo changes up his flows a little bit on here to kind of match that, which I liked as well. Lyrically, this thing is super heady and dense, with a lot of references that are a little bit more abstract, as you might expect from Milo. But the way that these tracks are assembled overall just kind of leaves me with blue balls, honestly. And with that being said, I'm feeling a 6.5 over here on Bob's Son. So I headed over to Milo's Bandcamp and his label's website, and I did not see any vinyls or cassettes pop up of this just yet, but I'm gonna leave links down below just in case they do. And if you've listened to Bob's Son already, what did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and share, and if you want more content from me, hit that subscribe button. Peace.